For some, silver never ceases to disappoint, but then it also never ceases to surprise us. We got a bit of both today. Let's talk about what happened as we explore. Indeed, silver got hammered hard, as predicted, for the Mr. Silver Slammy making his way through the silver market today. It is Friday, and that is something that we should come to expect. It usually tends to happen on Fridays, and usually happens in overnight trading or just before the markets open or right as the markets open up. A lot of selling, high-frequency trades occur. Many people suspect that this is manipulation, suppression, price suppression by the big bullion banks in the futures trading market. But let's get beyond that a bit and see what happened. But before we get there, let me remind you of channel sponsor Summit Metals. Elevate your wealth with Summit Metals. Whenever there's a dip, it's always good to check out and see if there are any opportunities for buying. And Summit Metals is one of the fastest growing online bullion dealers out there right now. So check them out at summitmetals.com. Silver prices, they fell dramatically. They fell to $35.58 earlier. In fact, actually, that got down as low as $35.43. After briefly hitting $37 that we saw recently, a level not seen since February of 2012. The industrial metal rose to a 13-year high in early London trading before shedding 30 cents as profit-taking, but the pullback came after President Trump confirmed U.S. military involvement in Israeli strikes over Iran, tweeting that the U.S. now has complete and total control over the airspace there. But that was reported earlier, but it does not necessarily mean that we're going to make a military strike on and of ourselves. That decision will come within 2 weeks, the president says. But this escalation triggered a wave of caution across commodities as investors were hesitant to chase highs in uncertain times. Silver has its gain well above 20% in 2025 is impressive, but the speed of the recent rally has raised questions about sustainability, especially as prices approach historic highs. To put this into perspective, silver went from $37 to $50 in just over a month in 2011, but history does not always repeat. Indeed, that's something that I caution as well, too, in my revised silver price prediction for the year. I still think we're going to see higher prices by the end of the year, but not the $40 that some people had suggested. Now, despite this rise, historic institutional inflows into silver ETFs are starting to slow down now. The SLV, the iShares Silver Trust, reversed its Monday inflow entirely, and it's now at 14,675 tons. Still 55% of annual global demand supply, but down from recent highs. The Sprott Physical Silver Trust also quiet with an 18-kilo change. 6 sessions of no change after a 5.8% gain in 2025. These outflows suggest institutional buyers or players are taking profits as volatility picks up. And indeed, that's exactly what is happening here. Profit taking is what we're saying, but many people garner that to a lot of trading that is occurring with some of these big bullion banks. And slipped to a low with intraday trading, we're seeing silver amid continuation of the negative pressure due to its trading below the 50-day estimated moving average and under the dominance of sharp bearish correctional wave and its affection by breaking a minor bullish bias on a short-term basis to break out to its target at the support of $35.90. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it did break below that today. But then, boom, what happens as trading continues on? It started to recover. Yes, indeed, a recovery came in sort of in the afternoon, and then it peaked to about $36.14 or 15 cents in the bid price, before kind of seeing some more pressure, high volume, creating a sawtooth pattern in the as the morning went on, and now it's kind of hovering and fighting against that as volume has really tapered off a bit. To now, here we are now sitting at above $36 again. That's right. It looks like, in spite of the massive smackdown that we saw earlier in the day, silver's price now is only down, has cut its losses in half to down 1.21%, down 44 cents moments before the markets close. It is now sitting at $36.06 in the ask price. In the bid price, it's below 36. Will it be able to, in the last moments of trading here, stay above 36 for the ask price? Well, that's debatable as to whether we'll see that. But even if it goes just below 36, the silver's doing okay. It's hanging in there. Remember what I said before. Any day above 36 is a day to celebrate. Honestly, any day above $34 is a day to celebrate, is a time to celebrate. But silver is hanging in there and trying to claw back and fight. And it is doing that just now. And so it'll be fascinating to see what happens as the day continues to wind down here into the weekend. But that, in spite of what's happening with gold is showing some resistance as well. It is holding on. It is now down only 0.21%, down only $7.22 to $3,366.28. So gold is hanging on there tight for sure. Platinum is down. It's getting hit the hardest today. It's down 1.5%, down $19 today, where palladium is actually up $11. So that's where silver is right now. It's pretty amazing. As we watch and follow silver's price and its movement, it has been a fascinating ride for the silver market for sure. And I would say we can declare victory today, even if silver does end up falling below 36. The volume is tapered off so much now that I think probably likely if we see it fall below 36, it's not going to be by a whole lot. And I think that we're going to head into next week and be very interested to see how things play out as people have taking opportunities. Because remember, this fall in silver's price, even with this recovery, has now increased the gold to silver ratio to 93.56 now. I think buyers are going to see opportunity here with silver. And so as profits are taken, I think more people may dive into silver in the coming weeks. And into the summer, we may see it subside or consolidate in this area, and people may see it as a buying opportunity through the summer. It is summer right now, or at least it will be in a few hours, and that means, folks, that we have set ourselves up for the summer doldrums, the perceived summer doldrums. Will they actually take place? I don't know. It's a pretty volatile world out there. There's a lot going on. I heard about an earthquake in Iran. Of course, an earthquake in Iran could mean a dropping of a large ordnance. Who knows? You never know. And so we'll see if that plays out. There's a lot of geopolitical tensions. Supposedly, this talks in Geneva that they're saying between Iran and European negotiators are something that they're looking at, and that could be a potential cause for maybe some tensions to ease a bit, but nonetheless, Israel's still pounding away. And by the way, as part of that negotiating, according to early reports, I don't know how accurate they are, but Iran is holding firm that they want to continue to enrich uranium. I don't think they're at a place where they can really negotiate that, but hey, who knows? That's what they're saying. But so we're going to see how this plays out. There's a lot going on also in Russia and Ukraine. Still a lot of tensions there. The world is hot right now. It's not a world war, but we have two hot spots. And we've seen this in the past to some degree, but these are very, very hot spots right now. And it could be a coalescing that some people feel could lead to a widening conflict. Right now they're isolated at the moment. But that uncertainty could rear its ugly head. The perception of world war could certainly rear its head. So that is going to be bullish on precious metal prices, I feel. And so we'll see how this all plays out. Nonetheless, that is the backdrop of silver. And it's nice to see silver kind of make a comeback. Even though it is down today, it is still one of those metals that certainly does tend to react very dramatically on a Friday for these smackdowns. So the fact that it didn't get hit as hard at the end of the trading day is a good sign for silver in my view. So let me know what your thoughts are. I like to give you the latest news in the world of precious metals. So if you enjoy what I do here, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel or pressing that notifications button down below so that you can be apprised of the latest information and news in the world of precious metals and analysis that makes its way across your device. So I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.